Hey guys, Miss Kennedy here. So another question for Q&A this week was about graphing linear inequalities. And this person didn't actually have to do the entire graphing process, but she had to choose the right graph, which is can be a little different. I mean, you could just graph it and then match it up to the right one, but there are some ways you can at least narrow down your options pretty quickly. So let's take a look at those. So think about when you're graphing a linear inequality, the greater than or less than sign is very important in terms of the dashed and the solid line. So, this one is just less than, which means it has to be a dashed line. So it's either A or C at this point. Solid lines would mean it was like less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Let me slide that over. Okay. So we know it's not B or D. And then, you've got your shading, which is important. And I'm doing this one on purpose because, less than indicates, oh, well, maybe, I would kind of maybe think maybe it's this one, right? So let's kind of look at whether we can trust that when we're in this form, the standard form of inequality. So let me show you a way that you can prove for sure. You want to pick a point that is shaded in one of your answer choices, but not in the other. Okay, so let's see here. I see this point right here, 4, 4, shaded on C. 4, 4 is not shaded on A. So I can test 4, 4 as a coordinate here, and if I get a true statement, then it should be shaded and the answer will be C. And if I get a false statement, then it shouldn't be shaded and the answer will be A. So let's see what in the world that means. So I'm testing 4, 4. This is my test point. So I'm going to take this. Let's come over here. All right, x minus 4y is less than 8. So I'm going to plug in 4, 4, which means the 4 goes in for x and 4 goes in for y. And I'm going to say, is that less than 8? Okay. Well, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 minus 16 is negative 12. Is negative 12 less than 8? Yes, negative numbers are less than positive numbers. That's true. That means 4, 4 should be shaded because the test point was true, which means C is the right answer. Interesting. A is the wrong answer. It's not shaded, but it should be. So if you feel good about that, you can stop watching and go do something else, right? But if you're like, no, I think she's wrong, I think that's supposed to be there, let's look at why that did not, why it is C and not A. So let's pretend that we're just going to graph this. X minus 4y is less than 8. If I'm going to graph that inequality, I need it to be set equal to y, right? I need the y and then everything else over there so that I have it in slope intercept form so I can know like how to graph the line. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to move x over. I get negative 4y is less than, I'm going to put it in slope intercept form. So I'm going to put the x first and then the 8. And now let's divide both sides by negative 4. So I've got y, and remember when you divide by negative, it changes the inequality to greater than. And so this is going to be 1/4 because there's an understood 1 here. Negative divided by negative is positive, 1/4 x, or you might even have x over 4. 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. So I would graph this down at negative 2. So I'd start here. I can see that A is not in the right place already. It's going to have a positive slope, up 1 and over 4. So up 1 over 4, up 1 over 4, right? Up 1 over 4 would be here and here. And then I'm graphing above, like it's got to be greater than that. And so it's got to be all of these solutions above the line. So for all those reasons, you can kind of see that this that A is not the right answer, right? It would be C. Okay. Now, could I make mistakes? Absolutely. Make them all the time. But I just wanted you to see, if you're like me and you're like, that's just still not making sense. I wanted you to see it like multiple ways. So I really hope that was helpful. And yeah, see you next time.